All right. We're just talking about the lore for the recording. I didn't start the recording immediately. Woo. And then I also paused the music. So we're just like pausing on this. So Book in the Labyrinth. Booker mentioned that in their writer's soul, that is definitely a metaphor. Metaphor for what? I don't know. I want to discuss that nonsense because that is definitely like a metaphor, an analogy, a something. It is not word for word or whatever, except for the instructions, which I think is after that one hallway that they found that is a gate that is closed, which is probably going to be open tomorrow. Now, the thing is, they go back into that center tube room later on today, after a bunch of fucking running around and shit. And also getting that book that tells them about that, and then there's like the eggs have escaped, blah 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 blah. There's a bunch of other things. Get into that tube room where Tubbo was the other day with all the kids' stuff on it, all the eggs, and the only thing that's in there is Cheyenne's little duck floaty is in the middle of the barrier block tube. That's it. That's all that's in there. They tried looking for elevators. They tried looking for anything else. They tried following the instructions in the book of telling the story of how the eggs escaped. They couldn't figure it out. It's probably something to do with whatever's happening tomorrow. And then it's at this point, like, out of the server. I'm looking at the time. Phil's been live for fucking like nearly 8 hours. Man leaves after they've determined that they've exhausted all their options in the maze, and he goes home. He goes into his base. Oh, forever? Okay. Well, I mean, okay. So the part with forever is he was drugged by the Federation because he was about to create a world eater to destroy everything because he was upset and angry that his son Richarlison is gone. And then Cucurucho's like, well, you're not happy. Here, have some happy pills, essentially. And so he was on these meds for a really long time. Phil, Selbit, and Bad Boy Halo managed to lure him and Pack into the Order floor and trap them after finding a cure, thanks to Pack, before he started taking the meds and all that jazz. Managed to cure them, but not before they interrogated Forever, and Forever was hallucinating, sort of, or imagining that Selbit was Cucurucho, and yelling at him, saying, give me back my son, give me back my family, blah 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 blah. And then Selbit asked, where are the eggs? And then Forever manages to say, thinking that he was Cucurucho, and that Cucurucho told him, the eggs ran away because there is something worse on the island than the codes and the Federation. And the thing is, I would also believe that, but also at the same time, why would Cucurucho tell Forever that there's something worse than the entity of which that it is part of? Why does it think it's worse than anything? And it barely acknowledges the codes. Like, it acknowledges the codes, but it doesn't, like, take responsibility for those. So why would it say it's something worse? It's like, why? Yeah, wait, why are we the bad guys? So what's worse? Well, evil Cucurucho, for fucking one, manages to get through every streamer's double, like, encased, protected houses where their eggs are. Notice the streamers were wrong? Maybe. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, the streamers are wrong. There are branches of the feds that are worse than the ones on the island? I don't know. I don't think that there's another branch. I'm not sure. I'm not, like, I don't have all of the lore bits available to me. Play the music while we're just doing this. I'm just, like, quiet. That was a quote, sorry. Way to read the bad guys. Yeah, so Cucurucho should be like, way to read the bad guys? Streamers, way to read the bad guys? Are we the worst ones? Because all the kids ran away with all their stuff. So, I was joking. And also, I think the others were, like, making analogies to, like, if it's an earthquake, do you grab your stuff and leave? If the house is on fire, do you grab your stuff? No, you leave immediately. And I was like, it's like a natural disaster. The natural disaster is Phil left for a week. Phil left for a week, that's a natural disaster. The kids fucking book it. So, that's part of the question of why would Forever know this and why would Cucurucho tell him this? Unless he finds out because of Cucurucho that there's something else on the island and he finds out what it can do and he's like, oh fuck, there's something worse than these guys? Uh-oh. And it's not like Cucurucho told him, it might be something that he figured out while, like, Cucurucho had him on the drugs and shit. I don't know. I mean, he's the president, so he would, I would guess, would have more behind-the-scenes information, maybe. But that's the thing that they're also going off of, is the eggs are gone because something else is supposedly on the island that's worse than the current Federation and the codes themselves. Of which, by the way, Etoile can just 1v1 those fuckers, and he's at a 13-0 win streak. I don't think the codes are a problem. I mean, they kind of are, but not for Etoile. Etoile's absolutely just decked out. And I am respect and I am excited for him. Good for him. Love that man for all of his craziness. And like, it's just like, no worries, no worries. I've got these. The good game, nice try. The codes aren't, they are an issue if they target the eggs, because the eggs aren't as strong as Etoile. No matter how much stuff Palm has, or Cheyenne, or any of the other super duper strong eggs that are PvP oriented, even the normal players have issue with trying to fight the code and basically have to leave it for Etoile to, like, hone in, and they can just be support, because otherwise they will get in the way, right? Because, like, Phil tried to do the cobwebs and stuff, and the code went, nah, fuck that, and started flying, and it left, and that's it. So, the codes are handled, more or less. They're not as much of a threat. Has the code tried to attack an egg in a while? No. It has not tried to attack an egg in a while. It has it had a personal vendetta against Etoile for the last month and a half or so. Like, ever since the presidency stuff has begun, it has not attacked a single egg. And so you think the codes have attacked motive? Maybe. Because the codes can now change into the eggs and has been scoping out the eggs' places and everything, right? It took pictures of Phil's house. It took pictures... It probably took pictures of, like, it took pictures of the hotel, and it tried it tried imitating Cheyenne and Tallulah for a while, but Phil knows his eggs and knew that they weren't his. And the codes were attacking everybody else. It was attacking all of the, like, presidency people before the election began. And Phil was just there. How would they know that Phil would just be there? He's not normally at the politics shit, because he's, like, Phil... qsmp Phil's and any of Phil's characters, they're anarchists. They don't give a flying fuck about the political things. He was just there. And then the codes turned into his two children, which he knew that he told, don't go to the thing. Don't go to the supper. So, like, that's the thing. They've been scoping out things to use against the streamers now. But also at the same time, Palm is the only one with 2 lives left. Hi, UA. We're talking about QSMP lore. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the drawing in a bit. The lore at the end made you cry. Dude, I felt my soul tears. My soul tears were going, and I was just more yelling and mad and upset about it. I was like, oh my fucking god, you motherfuckers. I was pissed. We're not even there yet. Oh my god, we haven't even gotten to that part. So, backtracked a little bit, talking about why the eggs are gone. The fact that Forever, before he went to a coma and he got cured for everything, was saying how the eggs ran away because there was something worse on the island. And then they managed to cure him. They went to the labyrinth. There is a storybook of a metaphor that has 12 eggs that were doing a maze and then they ran away. But here's also the thing, guys, okay? So, there are a dozen eggs. There are in fact a total of a dozen eggs. When they were like, wow, wait, guys, these aren't our eggs. Yes, they might, well, it's a metaphor. It's not actually their eggs, but however, there are 12 eggs, including the ones that died, and then we take out Geg from the freaking qsmp thing, and you put egg A1 in the mix. You just swap them out for an actual egg, and there are 12 eggs in total. Cheyenne, in fact, is number 5 on the qsmp updates egg statistics. And you're scared for Monday. You never wanted to hunt down Cucurucho more. I just want to fight the guy. I absolutely. But I also am just like, Phil's a fucking Minecraft. I mean, your fucking walls, you motherfucker, with your lore. Lightheartedly and positively. So, I should probably backtrack a little bit because this will make a little bit more sense. So, when Phil logged on after an entire week of not being on the server, he was actually out doing other things. He comes back and finds out his children are gone. His egg kids have vanished, and no one knows where they are, etc. He enlists the help of definitely not Fit MC from 2B2T to lava cast the Federation building as a symbol of, hey, fuck you, where's our kids? And at the top of it, he puts down a sign that says, and by the way, lava casting, for anyone who doesn't know, is you put lava down on top of a building so it encases the whole thing, and then you put water on top of it and it encases it in cobblestone. So the whole of the Federation building that kind of looks like a part of like the White House, I guess. It's kind of, what the hell is it called? It's like one of those, it looks like a gazebo. Like a really, really big gazebo. With glass in it. He does that, puts a sign at the top that says, a cage for a cage, and inside a chest is a book that's saying, where's our kids? No more games. You have till the end of this week or else. And I thought the consequences would be, and like Phil was mentioning, the consequences would, if at the end of the week they don't, is he's gonna like lava cast more of the Federation buildings, like couple layers, even maybe a couple of withers, who knows? And I was like, yeah, fuck him, get him, Phil. But that's not what happened. So what happened was when Phil left the maze to end for the day, he debated us. He said all he had in his hands that he had of Cheyenne left was the picture they took of Cheyenne's floaty in that tube. And then he said he was gonna sit in his chair and sleep, and that's it until the eggs wake up. So then he fades out, right? He fades out. I thought, you piece of shit, you're not even giving us an outro or anything. You're just fading out like you did the other day when Tallulah like just went to bed without saying anything. Like they had like a bit of a spiky conversation, I'll say that. And Tallulah just went to bed. She usually says goodnight, Miss Kristen, goodnight Crows, and goodnight Phil, and then she leaves. But she didn't say that. She just went to bed. And it was a bittersweet combo, yeah. And so it was very angsty, and Phil was like, I have half a mind to end right now, and he did. He faded. He started like the outro like switch thing, and then it ended stream, and I was like, ah shit, you did that. You really did that to us. So when he faded, I was like, oh damn, he did that again, but he faded it. No, he did not. In fact, he went into full lore mode, which means no face cam. He had it in theatrical mode, so it had like the black bars at the top and the bottom, and he went into full lore. Phil doesn't do lore often, but when he does, oh boy, you better sit the fuck down and buckle the fuck up, because it's about to get angsty. It's about to tug at every heartstring imaginable ever. So, he is like, well, that wasn't a dream. My god. And he looks at the trapdoor in the corner that leads down into the, like, smelting room and Tallulah's garden, which, by the way, at the beginning of the stream, it was broken, and he thought, oh, fuck, is that, like, the weak point where, and how, like, the evil cucurucho got in and stole China and Tallulah's belongings? Is that the thing? And then he said he's going to, like, check on it later. Well, he never did until now, and he went down there, and down there was a purple chest and 2 purple flowers on either side. And he noted that those are Tallulah's colors, and inside the chest was a bunch of poppies. That is Tallulah's flower that she has. She gives it to everybody. And in the book, I will recount what is in this fucking book. Alright? I'm gonna reread this, because I was live reacting to Booker about this. I screenshotted that shit, alright? So, what this book has is, in it, it says, a wise crow missed the opportunity to see his children fledge. Alas, such important step while nurturing should not be left out. A safe nest, built with love, should be more than enough to keep them safe. Father, please come and reunite with us, one of the hatching eggs said. Crows can fly, no need to carry unnecessary weight on your shoulders, so leaving your stuff behind will be the best for easy travel. Despite crows traveling in flocks, this is a good opportunity for the crow to redeem himself and go alone. And then it gave coordinates. Now, and Phil was looking for the coordinates and going, is there anything else that is near that? It was fucking uppies! It was uppies! Where he actually made a nest at the top of a building. Because that was like a dungeon area where there was like more places to go. So they made a nice little like nest up there at the top. And so he went there and like that's where he went. And then it was like 700, 800 meters nearby. He's like, this is probably where they went. They went past. This is where they probably went to, or like the way that they came. So he goes over to the coordinates. By the way, before he leaves, he's getting rid of he's putting stuff away out of his inventory and I didn't realize this until the second watching with Booker. He puts his warp stone in the safety chest. He takes out all of his weapons, except for the scythe, Angel of Death and everything, symbolic, great. But he takes out his warp stone. And he doesn't have a totem. He has 64 gapples in his inventory. And then also, like, I guess, doodles? Sure. But he's literally got barest of bones of stuff. And he puts his backpack in the safety chest with everything else. He also has, I think, a splash potion of something. I don't know what he has. I didn't check. But he has so much stuff. Yue, I cannot see... Chris... What do you mean OBS Studio disconnected? Hello? What the fuck just happened? Am I still streaming? No, I'm not streaming. Hang on. OBS? Hello? OBS? Did I run out of space or something? No. No, I did not. What the fuck just happened? Hello? Is my stream still on? No, it's not. Hang on. Can you reconnect faster? Hang on. What the shit just happened? OBS? Why am I red? Hang on. Okay, let me just start it again. Hello? What just fucking happened? What just happened? The hell? Give me a minute. Hang on. Or took me out. God damn it. Hold. You just exit. Okay. Okay, hang on. Hi, hello? Are we good? Hello? Fucking OBS, like, gave me a whole ass message. Cucurucho's in your walls, sci-fi! Oh no! Oh shit, man! Oh, fuck. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna put the captions back on. Goddamn. Oh, fuck. Okay, are we good, though? Are we good now? Am I good? Okay, good. Great. Let me just fix my fucking chat box. It just died on me. It did something dumb. Alright, that's great. Where did I end? Where did I stop? Because I don't know when it actually died. Please do update. Oh, don't you dare tell me it's unstable still. You fuck. I think Twitch is actually dying. Okay, after uppies? Alright. Let's hope that Twitch just stops fucking being a shit. So, Bill goes and Bill basically puts away all his stuff. He gets rid of his all of his weapons, all of his items, with the exception of restart. You seem to be back? Okay. Okay, so he gets rid of all of his items. I didn't realize he got rid of his warp stone and everything. And so he goes to uppies. He goes towards the coordinates, and at the end of the coordinates there is what I thought originally looked like a replica, sort of, but like similar build as Tallulah's house from the side, right? Tall build, there's like a little bit of a roof over on the front side, and then he goes around it, and it's a fucking birdhouse. And I went, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a birdhouse. Looked like Phil OSMP house from season 1. Oh god, I don't even remember what that. Damn, yeah. But it looks like a birdhouse. So he goes in, he's looking for his eggs, and he's like, guys, I'm here. And over in the left sort of edge, there's both Cheyenne's duck floaty and Tallulah's hat and a purple chest again. He opens up the chest and there's a singular book. And he goes, no, guys, you gotta be here, right? And like in this birdhouse, there's obviously like a bunch of birds. There's a bunch of hummingbirds, there's a bunch of other things. There's so many birds. And he's like, guys, you gotta be here, right? Like there's some up here. They're in like the rafters and stuff. And not only are there just like random birds kind of just around, there's also birds that are in cages. As if that wasn't foreshadowing enough. He opens the book, and it says a cage for a cage. And that he was like, no, that can't be it. And then you fucking hear cucuruchos, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, in the background. And the second I hear the ha 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 the first time, I'm like, you piece of shit, white bear looking motherfucker. How fucking dare you? And Phil turns around and he's like, where are they? No. And like, Cucurucho is right there, and Phil starts punching him, yelling at him, where's my eggs? Give me my eggs back. Give me my eggs. And Cucurucho leaves the front door, the front entrance actually, there's not even a door there, and then he puts an iron door down and blocks it off with deep slate and says, I hope you enjoy your stay at the island. And then it faded out. That's it. That's the lore. I was yelling, what is it? Quermos de quackity pega por nuestro therapy, goddammit. I'm guessing that's therapy, pay for my therapy. Quackity better be paying for my therapy. I hope you enjoy the island. Yeah, so that's what Cucurucho did, and so that's where Phil is. And like Ven said earlier before the stream fucking died on me, I fear for Monday, but also here's my other theory, and this might just be like a crack theory. This might be a wild theory. I'm connecting the dots. I'm not connecting shit. Phil said he's got stuff to do on the weekend, so that's why he's not in MCC tomorrow, right? Right? And then I think it was Royer said something was happening tomorrow earlier on in the day before the official event, of which that they're introducing a new member, right? Where that one is like at like fucking 2 a.m. 2 a.m. And everyone's like, no way Phil's going to that. But there's something else that's earlier that day. Now, what are the chances that the earlier thing is related? This might be crazy. Phil doesn't stream on the weekend except for like during MCC, and then like why would they have a qsmp event during MCC? That's a little silly, you know? So, and like because like qsmp, like that event is 3 hours after MCC is done, right? So I don't know. That was just a crazy theory to me. You hope to the gaming gods that the birdhouse was a dream? I don't think it is. I don't think it is, man. What if it was a dream? I don't think it is. I honestly don't. Because he went to like, sure, he went to sleep, technically. He said he's gonna sleep here until the eggs wake up. And then, yes, he said that, oh, no, the eggs are gone. That wasn't a dream. So, I don't know. I don't think it was a dream. But also at the same time, how would they get the duck floaty? How would they get the duck floaty over there unless they grab the copy? Who knows? Or it could be a dream, but cucurucho, I don't know. I don't know. I feel it would kind of feel a little cheap to be a dream, because imagine, first of all, Misa said that he was gonna be on again like later, and then he wasn't. But imagine, now that Misa knows about the order after being absolutely overwhelmed, and then going, hey guys, I haven't seen Phil in a while. Or even Selbit going, hey guys, I haven't seen Phil in a while. No, Misa was online? Oh, damn. Okay. But like, nobody sees Phil for a while. So I have a feeling Misa got flipping. No, poor Misa, not with the metagamers! Oh, that's so frustrating. God damn it. Come on, people. Why? No, you can't learn shit through lore ever. I don't understand why people think it's funny to just be like, haha, I'm gonna spoil a surprise, guys. Or even backseat to trying to, like, circumvent metagaming. And I'm like, god damn it. So, like, I don't know if Misa's gonna find out or realize, hey, I haven't seen Phil in a while. What the hell happened? And if he has access to that storage chest, specifically that password protected one, you preach the let the fuck to find his platonic husband. Hi, Pixel. I should probably change scenes so that it's like maybe CSP and it's not just like this the whole time. So this was just by a bunch of copium of like maybe tomorrow's thing like might be Phil like there's like an event like earlier on, maybe like right after MCC or something, who knows, and then before the actual like event, who knows. You're EP, but hello. Yeah, no worries, EP. But that's just copium. I don't think that's gonna happen. Mans doesn't go online. He's probably actually doing something else otherwise. The other thing that I wanted to note, by the way, if anyone has seen the tweets, when of the QSMP updates, whenever someone logs off, it says some person has logged off the QSMP for the day. Person has left the server for the day. But Phil's was just, Phil has logged off. That's it. You're sensing you missed a bit. Big lore. Pixel, you missed so much Phil lore. I mean, it's not like it's not long. It's, oh boy, Oh boy, it's a bit. Whoa. He did not canonically leave for the day. No, he did not. You cried twice today during lore. Once out of happiness, the possibility of finding the kids, and the second out of grief. Yeah, I knew that they weren't gonna find them. There was no shot. There was no way that they were gonna find them. They're milking this. But here's the thing. In that book, it said fledglings as well. So the eggs are definitely hatching. Because all of their items are on the eggs. So that means that the eggs hatch. And then they'll maybe get their stuff. But we don't know. But the thing is, like, that's the hope, is that they do. Oh shit. The eggs are hatching, but where? Yeah, weirdly enough, why is it like when a cat needs to give birth, they just go into like a dark corner? Like, why do the eggs leave to go hatch? That would make no sense. But maybe, like, dragon instinct is like, we need somewhere to hatch safely. Damn, there's evil cucurucho. That's not good. And or they are hatching, but it's a longer process and stuff. What if they're in the end? Now that's a good question. Or the nether? I don't know. I think that if there's because the end has obviously the actual dragon, right? So that would be the dragon parent. They can't go to the end because the dragon's there, and it'd be like, whoops, guys, killed your mother, my bad. You know? The nether, I feel like the nether's just kind of there to, like, the not going to the nether is kind of like a nerf. Because once you go to the nether, you get a lot of endgame things, and you can, like, just crank out a bunch of stuff, especially for create mod. Although you have the nether dungeon, so maybe not. Either way, both of those are solid options. But, yeah, give me a minute. I gotta put my music up here. Where's my music not on? Where's the music button? That's not it. Maybe it is this one. Hold on. Change my... There we go. There you go. Alright. Create mob would need to be nerfed again. Oh my god, the create mob was nerfed a lot. But, so that's basically the lore. So, eggs go missing. Forever is, you know, willing to blow up the server with a fucking world eater. Cucurucho's like, you're not happy. Why aren't you happy? Oh, your kids are gone. Don't know where they are. Here, have some drugs. And so Forever is like, yeah, I'm happy again, woo! But it's not a natural kind of happiness. It's a different kind of happiness. And like, there's rocks that pretend to be Charlieson. That he's like, yeah, that's definitely my egg. For sure, not just a pile of rocks in the bed. Eggs are still missing, and more people are getting the Federation Cucurucho beds. And they manage to cure it, they get some information, then they find a fucking maze thing, because Selbit went into the adoption center in the one room where egg A1 wasn't adopted, finds the map of the maze, then about Royer and Charlie, of all people, get the instructions to get to the maze without knowing that there is a maze or that there's a map even. Gets to the middle, goes into a place that they're not supposed to, spins a fucking wheel, all that jazz. Logic. If the logic goes for bird eggs, then the nether would actually be a sensible option since it's literally Minecraft's warmest dimension, and it being warm helps bird eggs, and presumably QSMP's Dragon Age to hatch. You know what? I can follow that logic. Grassman straws your momentum. Lester B watched us feel crack on stream being really sad a few days ago. Damn, I missed a lot. Oh my god. Okay. After that sad stream, he literally helped Bad Boy Halo and Selbit like capture first and cure Forever and Pack. And oh my god, can we talk about like Forever and Selbit's like lore commitment? Because holy fuck. Jesus Christ. I'm so glad for whoever on Twitter made like the translation one, because I only saw half of it because Forever's translator wasn't working. It was glitched out for basically everyone, so we only could see Selbit's. And I would jump to Selbit's stream because Selbit has also closed captions that get translated. So I was jumping over there and like checking those out and also using Phil's because sometimes the bubbles are faster than the closed captions. And I was like, good lord. So it's insane. There's a lot. And so the goal for today, right, now that I'm done catching everything up and my voice is slightly dying, I want to make a couple of thumbnails to make a very heart-wrenching and emotional fan art and stuff. Now Forever's in a coma because whoopsies, he was on the stuff for too long. His body's still in it, yeah. Yeah, and Phil said he would come visit Forever every day. Despite the fact that Phil visiting Forever is him hitting a ladle on a frying pan and yelling threats to wake the fuck up. Oh, man. He also did tell the others that he was doing that too. So hopefully other people also do that. Maybe they probably won't fucking yell threats at him while hitting frying pan with a ladle. But I hope more people visit and start telling him to wake the fuck up. Who knows? And goes angry. Yeah, pretty much. Give me a minute. Okay. So, I don't really have solid ideas. However, there's a couple of things that are ideas, right? So, I wanted to do... let me see if I can quickly sketch this out. And again, I don't know if this is actually like much of an art day. We'll find out. Okay, hang on. Let's go like this. I'm trying to do geometry shapes here. Give me a hot minute. Okay. God, these knees are long as shit, man. These are not working. These knees not doing me any favors here. Okay, so I wanted to see if I could make like a drawing where he's clutching both like the duck floaty, right? Clutching the duck floaty. That's not gonna work. That's definitely a duck floaty. Yep, and then that is definitely not how that duck floaty looks. Also, like Tallulah's hat, right? And he's just sad hat man. He's just sad hat man because I don't want to draw faces, you know? Whee! Why would you take pills from a psychotic bear, you numbskull? It was great. It was great lines from Phil. Okay, and then we're gonna go like this. Yeah, this'll work. Yeah, okay, so we got this, and it's just sad Phil holding his children's stuff. The sad hat man is gonna be a little bit less hat and more sad because we want some tears here, alright? We're gonna be sad as shit. Just hat. No, we want tears. We want full emotion, alright? We want the full amount of emotion. And then Booker's suggestion also was having some of the birds in the birdhouse have Cheyenne and Tallulah stuff, like he put them on the birds. And I'm like, oh no. That is so much sadder. Is Electro stuff? Is Electro? No, that's not on here. Okay. Wait, crazy? Oh, okay, I did not put this on. Alright, so let me put this on. Okay? We're putting the, at least crafted on here, because I know that this is, nicer to... I know that this is no copyright. At least I'm pretty sure. The other idea was, again, putting them on birds. But I don't know how to, like, guess maybe you can, like, hold... How do I do this? Because there'll be one bird... And these are just real quick Quick things. Okay, one bird has hat, but it's gonna be way too big for the bird. Because, like, he's got their stuff, right? Or at least we think that he's got their stuff. He's got most of their stuff. That bird is gonna be, like, draped, right? Just gonna be... This is... You can't even tell what's happening here. That's awful. That is like a blanket for a bird. The fact that some of the crafting songs were used for lore, and you're kind of good. The music was a paid actor. One of them was like an adventuring one. I'm like, what the shit, man? Okay, so we got one bird here, and then we've got another bird, which will end up having, like, the duck floaty. I think, like, well, do we want the duck floaty? Maybe, like, how do we want to put that on a bird? Because the duck floaty is going to be pretty fucking huge on this thing. It'd be a little bit annoying, so we might put it on the side? I'm gonna put that on the bird. What if we just put it on the floor? Around the bird. I don't know how to draw a bird. I'm just drawing the thumbnail here. Okay, so then we have one this way here, and then it's gonna be around in this direction. And we have the duck floaty right there. It's just around... Yep, then we have like the area right there. Not actually. Woo! Trying to draw this far away because we want to keep with like doing things. Trying to catch up on all this. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's so much more tea than I explained to you, and I was actually talking about it earlier in the stream. I don't want to rehash it because I've already spent long enough talking about this shit. And then my stream fucking died, and I came back, and it's just, it's a nightmare. I don't even know why OBS disconnected. That was so weird. But anyway, so we've got, two birds. One has this, maybe, lore overload killed the stream. No, for real, though. Phil's hands barely in here. Maybe. I was kind of thinking, like, have him, like, more visibly putting the stuff on. So he would be, like, right here. Right? And he'd be... Hang on. I gotta figure out the positioning of him. Gotta move a little. Scoot you over. You do that. Here. And this is hand, this is elbow. That. Thumb. Do that. So there's, I think they should be sitting on like a box. Box or something. Be where they are on. Maybe they'll be on top of like a cage. No, maybe. Do-do-do-do. Got it. There we go. Whee! That's definitely a thing. yeah, that's what I put. And they're on a cage. Okay, and then that's hatness. We always have to have the hat. I gotta figure out how to draw the hat. I don't know how to draw the hat honestly. I know it's gotta have wide brim. He's gotta have the emerald on it. Oh shit! He wasn't even wearing his normal clothes. He was still literally in his like almost mariachi like outfit. Not quite mariachi, but you know what I mean. He had the classic. What is that outfit called? I don't even know. But he had that his clothes from earlier in the day from the Mexican Independence mini event. So like, I don't know. Okay, and then he's right here. Gotta adjust my portions here. And Just this hand over here. What is his hand? Not anymore. Almost. He literally described it as a mariachi costume. I mean, one of the others described it as a mariachi costume, and he also did as well. So yeah, he was basically in his like mariachi costume. So he probably does. He doesn't even have like a change of outfits. I wonder if he's even gonna change his lore skin, right? But also, can you imagine if when he logs in on Monday, assuming he doesn't log in at all on the weekend, he doesn't go to the event or anything, like he's not part of the events or anything that are happening tomorrow, and he starts stream tomorrow or for the next week, and he's just playing hardcore. Can you imagine if he's just playing hardcore? Because here's the thing, Selbit doesn't stream until Wednesday. I don't think he streamed. I don't think he streams on Monday, because last week or this week he wasn't, like, we had to, like, he did stuff on Monday and then is like, I need to like tell Selbit this like later on, and Selbit doesn't get on until Wednesday. So I have a feeling he's just gonna be doing hardcore, because he did a week of qsmp angst all of this week. So he is probably, not gonna lie, just gonna do like hardcore. But at the same time, I don't know if he's gonna like, I don't know how he's gonna handle all of the freaking like backseaters and metagamers for the next week. I would get annoyed. Not gonna lie, I would get so annoyed. But like, what else is he gonna do unless they have like they actually do lore like on the Monday, or if it does anything tomorrow? But I feel like it'd be kind of fun to let us stew, you know? Let us just stew for a bit. I think that would be great. I don't even know how to draw. I think the mariachi, I'd have to look up how to draw the mariachi thing. I'm just trying to get like pose here. Okay, so he has this one. He's got like one hand over here. Because this is here, and then his elbow's over there. Foreshortening. We love foreshortening. That was... Ugh. Okay, so he's like positioning the birds to have his eggs stuff. Maybe he's been here for a little too long. He's just sad, so he gives like some birds their things. I still think that clutching their stuff is so much more heart-wrenching. I think we will stew for a bit. Better get a soup simmer to eat than right away, and you know? Yes. Let the soup simmer. I would love that. And so that's why I think on Monday he's going to just do hardcore. Only hardcore. He's gonna let us stew for a bit. Then it's Wednesday. Then we get qsmp. Just saying. Because canonically he didn't sign off. He's still there. If CC Phil doesn't go onto qsmp for a week, said character will be left to his own devices. Exactly. We're getting the 12-hour hardcore stream. No, we are not. We wouldn't be treated that well. We don't get that kind of treat. He barely does 8 hours like we did. He did 8 hours today. Are you kidding me? No, we're not getting 12. Man's likes his time off. There's not a shot. I wouldn't even want him to do a 12-hour hardcore stream. I'm gonna be real. Maybe like a full stream, whatever that may be, of hardcore. Like, give him like 5 hours of hardcore. Just a solid 5 hours. That would be pretty fucking good. He might actually get something done for once. Within the first 3 hours, he finally gets through all of the redemptions and everything, and for a solid next 2.5 hours, he actually gets to building things. Which also, by the way, is really funny that earlier today, Foolish was like, Phil, you're a building guy. Well, why don't you have a big house? And Phil's like, nah, that's not my thing. And Foolish is like, you build! Can you please do something? And Phil's like, yo, you sound like forever. And I'm like, more people need to be yelling at this man to make a good build. But also, he's got a point that the whole time he's been just freaking dealing with the eggs, you know? Where they have to worry about doing their quests and making sure they're alive, and now it's like we have to find the eggs, making sure they're alive. You know? So Foolish is like, what do you mean? I've seen your builds! And Forever has also seen your builds, and I'm like, please, let the eggs hatch. Let the quests stop existing. The quests have overstayed their welcome. The eggs can take care of themselves. They have their own little projects they like to do with their streamers and everything. They are self-sustained as living creatures, and also people that want to be on. Like fucking Richarlison. All the admins have been going on as capybaras. They were not taking a break. They were just like, haha, we get to fuck around. So they're a bunch of Federation workers. They're a bunch of capybaras fucking around. Like, Richarlison, it was, I think, one of the first capybaras around. And everyone's just like, they couldn't stay away. They want to be on. They want to cause shenaniganry. So, I firmly believe once these freaking eggs hatch, which is probably the next point of the story and stuff, that they will not have quests to do, I hope. And maybe if there are quests, that they aren't mandatory, and that you just get like a nice little bonus for doing them. So they're optional, but you get a reward for it. And then, like Foolish said, get your eggs to become builders, and you build something. He isn't exactly a builder per se, he's currently about 80% of terraforming. I mean, that's still building, though. You can still build things on terraformed stuff. You can still terraform a lot of things. And build things. Like, he built... I mean, the Tiki Bar isn't really a lot, but, like, he still built that within, like, a drop of a hat. Still built that. Sure, he can't do Foolish-sized stuff. Foolish does organics like nobody's business. Phil can't really do organics. He can do geometric shapes. God, that was hard to say. Geometric things and architecture. He can do architecture and all of that. No one said he had to make a massive house. However, he can still do cool shit. But again, he spends all of his time having to deal with the eggs. So, like, what are we to do, man? Like, what is the man supposed to do? Let me try something here. I'm gonna make these into actual, like, tiny versions of these. Just gonna make options here. So what else we got? Just gonna make sure that this is visible. This is not visible. This is the wrong layer. Okay, this is her hat. Gonna be holding a poppy. That is definitely a poppy. Don't worry about the fact that it looks like a daisy. He feels the only purpose was to take care of his babies. But yeah, also, Foolish does statues and organics and mind mints and do all three in a single week if he's stubborn. True. Very true. He has done all those things. I'm just saying, in comparison, like, as a builder's, like, strengths and stuff, Phil did build something big, and he built his kids' home. True. He built him and his kids a home. He did build something like that. But, like, in terms of strengths and stuff for Minecraft builds and all that, Phil does really good or architecture and, like, world building around a structure, right? He puts meaning behind the blocks and the reasons that those things are placed. That's where he does the best, is world building with those builds. He gives them reason, he gives them purpose. Foolish does monuments, essentially. Like, the fucking dragon, he's making the Titan. Those are both very organic things. He also, like, builds absolutely massive, like, statues in general and stuff. Botanical garden entrance is cozy, so Phil does a lot of nature things as well. Things that are based around all of that. It's more world... You say it's terraforming, but it is also world building, you know? Foolish builds to build, Phil builds to build. Phil builds to make a story is correct. So that's like a difference in like the way that Phil approaches building in comparison to like any of the others who are like strictly build oriented, which is why everyone's like, hey Phil, why don't you build something big? Because have you seen his massive builds? Have you seen the builds that he's been doing recently? They are huge. His sky islands, those are organic terraforming things. He has been terraforming his spawn islands, the spawn in general. He's making mountains, the hills. He's made the flower fall, which is again more terraforming, but he has nature around it, has more world building around it, and gives reason and purpose for those things. Like he did the glass glowing like fog bit, because that's a portal, and then it's got pieces coming out of it, all that jazz, you know? So please let the man build. Let the man build something super fucking cool with his eggs. But also at the same time, let the man build his idea of whatever it is that's gonna piss off the Federation. I want to know what that is. And I want him to have Cheyenne help him build it, because I think that would be really, really funny. It would be so funny for him to have Cheyenne help him build it. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we've got Bill putting the eggs, the egg stuff on the birds, obviously. Cheyenne's thing isn't gonna fit. He could be clutching and holding his egg stuff. What else? What other kind of things can we do? We can also do, oh, hang on. I got a solid idea. Hold on. A minute. I'm figuring this one out. This definitely, this works. Not at all. Not dumb. Oh my god, I can't draw things. What is this perspective that I'm going over here? You know, fuck it. This perspective sucks. Sucks perspective. I don't know anymore. Okay, hang on. Up here. Give me a minute. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a thing. You can tell what I'm doing. You know that this is heartbreaking. Fuck. His hat's gonna be a problem. Hey, his face is too small. Too small of the face, but don't worry about it. Fucking give me a minute. God damn this thing. There we go. That's not that at all. There we go. I draw this? I don't know if This is so small in comparison. No wonder the perspective is weird. Hang on, let me just make this bigger. Okay, Phil goes up. Go. Okay, let's try that again. Just banging on the door, I think. Yeah, definitely. This perspective's fucking wonk. Then he looks through the door. How does legs work? Gotta do this. Okay, no, this is the right way. This is. Do-do-do. There we go. Okay. There. That's definitely not angsty. Give me back eggs. Okay. You joy. There we go. Yay, we got door. Woo. Okay, so that's fun. Sorry, why? Because I thought it would be funny. You can appreciate Phil's approach too, because you yourself think about his story consistently. Your character on Space Race, SMP is pretty much a nomad who knocks down a tent and calls it the base, complete Subnautica habitat builder. Why I've been despairing over your Subnautica's base design again. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Oh, I drew this on the wrong layer. Fuck. You know what? It's fine. It's not that far off. Don't worry about it. Okay. If I move this down, am I gonna get part of the fist? Yes. That's fine. Just down real quick, and then I'm gonna erase that nonsense. I need to be there. There we go. I fixed it. Okay. He rushes to the door, and he is smacking it. There's that one. What else can we do? Let's see. Happy that the Subnautica base modules are pretty much omnipositional. Nice. Alright, let's... what else can we do? We could... Alternatively... by doing... I'm trying... Let me think. Cage for a cake. Could do... Draw things, please. I can't draw eyes. Ignore that. Okay. That is too far down. Well, how deep is the hatch? That's the problem that I always run into. How deep the hat is at the top. Throws me out. Don't know. Needs a bigger hat. Bro. When you're goddamn... I love big hat, but holy shit. then it would be lighting on this. Lighting on this. Kind of like page bits. No? Very lightly. That's too... That was right. That's a... might be a little... Whatever, man. Okay, so this one would be like if you see the lighting, mostly darkness, then you would see between bars of the cage. I don't know if that's gonna be how that is. That's not really gonna work. Nah, I don't really like this one. Yeah. Aggressive because he's locked up. I just wanted this one to be desperate and sad. That's what I want. Not necessarily aggressive, but... I mean, this one is maybe aggressive, but more desperate and sad. Because that's what he is. Like, he was led into a trap, man. You need to find a program that lets you design an actual Subnautica base without having to buy the game. Paper is, at this point, a bit complicated to navigate. Don't birds that are left in cages for too long become aggressive and stuff? Is it? Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know anything about birds. In that sense. I cannot speak to that. I've got no fucking clue. Do research. Come back with your findings. Let's see. Let me try kind of like the other one, but whoops. Okay, and we want this to be his head. Try. Yeah, that's too small. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got the head over here. This way. Two. Then we're gonna go here. Definitely like this. And elbow can be over here. That's not. Can't do that. Shit, I hit it in the ground. I need like a. I need a poke. Shit. On ground. Oh, that is a superhero pose. That is not what I want. If pose. Maybe do that one. I don't know. That's not what I want. Okay, hang on. Pose. Ah, there we go. Okay, okay. This one. Slamming fist on ground. Kind of like this. I need you. I need the whole pose, please. Ah. Birds. Is this gonna make use of that scythe that he took with him? Perhaps a certain polar bear? Maybe. Found the info. Birds can be driven to madness from boredom or from loneliness. It makes them anxious. Okay. So, like, him putting, like, the the Lula and Cheyenne stuff on the other two birds is a little, I guess, in line with some of that. Can I? Ah, there we go. There we go. I found it. Funny enough, the pose that I found was SpongeBob. Ah, no! Hold on. Hold the phone. This. Okay, these are the same plane. Okay, da-da-da. This. Do that. This is definitely proportional, guys. Don't worry about it. This is definitely how that works. Fuck. Okay, hang on. Move this down a little. Move this damn thumbnail. Move you out of here. Do I want that? Nope. Do this way. God damn it. The elbow doesn't go past the head. Really. Shoulder's actually over here. His elbow's over here. Here. And the head is over here. If we bring his head down a little bit more, let's see. Arm a bit. Why is my erase tool so huge? Do that one. That might. Sure, man. Not. Makes me wonder if the birds around him will be enough to stave off the loneliness. I don't know. Again, you have a bunch of birds with you. You might just start, I guess, talking to them. But also, Booker made a note of, wouldn't it be funny if, like, he tried to send a message back to everyone else using, like, a carrier pigeon bird? I think that would be funny. I think that would be very in line with, like, you know, what he's got, what resources he's got at his disposal, but we also have to remember, man's is desperate. So who the fuck knows? Let me try... Big hat. Here... Well, wait. What the fuck is this angle? I don't even know anymore. Is today an art day? Who knows? Doesn't really feel like it today, but we're trying. If the windows aren't locked, I mean, I think they're blocked off. Based on what I remember, I don't remember there being any natural lighting, and the windows themselves, like the holes of the bird cage or birdhouse, they were black concrete, so they weren't actually like visible insides. So I kind of have a feeling like he's just in an unnatural habitat of no lights. So who knows? Let's see, what other kind of things can we do that's like heart-wrenching? What else can you Yeah, okay, so he's clutching egg stuff with him. He's just on the floor, punching the ground. you know, he's putting stuff on the birds that are around, and he's, you know, bashing at the door, give me my eggs back. Could just do this. We could just have, like, all of Sadville. A ball of Sadville. This is the other. That's where that go. Other arm. There. And knees up here. There. There we go. We get sad sitting Phil. Does this. There we go. Good big hat sad. Then he gets like the emerald is like hanging there. Then maybe like he's holding like the duck floaty here. Right? He's gonna be holding it. So many lines, you can't even see these. This. He's holding the duck floaty. God damn it. I swear I can draw things. Holding that duck floaty. Okay, and then he's holding the Lula's hat. Again, really hard to just draw a beanie. It just looks like fabric. Looks like a lump of something. Maybe also like flower. Because he was double holding flowers, right? So that's definitely flowers, guys. What if it's weeks from now? Next time Phil logs on the qsmp, what if it's weeks? Ooh, I mean, it kind of like if there was a time where like he could have built up angst and then just have actually gone, it would have been when he was filming for Sorry Boys. So I don't think he would do multiple weeks. Especially because of the pacing of the lore right now is so incredibly fast that he wouldn't, like, the eggs are not gonna be gone for that long. I have a feeling that within the next 2 weeks we're gonna get the eggs back, if not by the end of next week. Because of how fast that the lore is currently going. I have also, like, a feeling, metagamey, not quite, that A, the admins are getting a break. B, what if they're trying to find a way to give the eggs dragon forms and they're trying to build those and they need more time to have whatever artists they have on deck to actually make dragon models for the admins to embody. That's possibly what's going on. Of course, you only need to make one model, reskin it, good to go, right? But that still takes time to make sure that the body, like, moves properly, that it, like, works in the right way and stuff. I mean, of course, they've got the capybaras, which are also four-legged creatures and have like massive heads, and it looks a little scuffed when the eggs are holding things. But I don't know. I feel like maybe that's what they're kind of doing in the background. They're like giving themselves more time to make those assets. Laura was like, "Oh, a moment of peace. Let me get my sledgehammer." Basically. But like block bench modeling shivers. I mean, it's not that bad. Like if you've got a modeler who knows, like a modeler should be able to just model in anything. The main problem is having it also be rigged and animated, or be able to be animated within Minecraft without being super scuffed and stuff. And like, you know, you go through design changes and everything, so you have like a bit of more back and forth. So you do have to have a little bit more time to do that. If you know what you're doing, you're fine. If you're not, though, good luck. I mean, I could probably, like, I haven't tried. I mean, I have kind of tried, but, like, Blockbench is definitely different from other 3D programs, but with the knowledge that I have of 3D programs, it's not the hardest to navigate. It's just a little bit different in some aspects, speaking from experience. Fair enough. I mean, it depends on like the usability. Like I probably would need a little bit more work and time to figure out like the way to model in Blockbench, but also make it so that it appears in Minecraft but also be animated. I don't know how to rig anything in Blockbench. I've never actually tried. I've modeled things. That's fine. Definitely probably easier to model blocky pixelated things in Blockbench and then also have them colored than freaking try to do that and shit in Blender and then have the UV map things. I mean, not actually harder, but you know. So that's the thing, is the pacing of the lore right now. Like for example, Pubbo, the eggs have been gone for a week. Over just around a week. Because they disappeared. Well, actually, no. They didn't log on one day. Did they all not log on, or some of them didn't log on? Then Cheyenne was the first one to log on one day, and also extremely early. Was worried about all the other eggs, and was the only egg on for the next 4 hours, when usually it was Richarlison who's the very first egg on, because that egg is fucking crazy and will be on for like 12 hours at a time. Which is impressive, by the way. Like that's an amazing amount of time to be on. Richarlison is just, you know, braves the craft. But the fact that Cheyenne was the one that was on first for multiple hours before the next egg and was worried about everybody else. He was scuffed as hell. Everybody else was scuffed when they got on. And then apparently he didn't remember whether he came on the previous day, which aligns with the first time that they were kidnapped, where they felt like they were weak. They had a little bit of amnesia, and then they got. Tallulah also logged on as well, also felt that she was weak, but she was way worse off than the others because she's more sensitive. She's just having a bad time. And they're all scared and worried because they don't like feeling like that, obviously. And then they dis-a-fucking-peer the next day. Pretty sure. Second and third one were... Like, here's the thing with that portion of the lore. I was way too busy with deadlines. I couldn't keep up. Actually, no, I was at PAX. That's what happened. I was at fucking PAX! Because I was on PAX on Friday, and I stopped in the hotel to eat lunch, and I paused watching Phil for a minute, like, while I was on, and that's when Phil and Atoile were doing, like, science and punching each other and shit, and Tallulah was just kind of there. Then it was, I think, Saturday is probably when the eggs didn't log on-ish, and then Sunday, they were like, hey, we need to do your fucking quests, guys, and that's when Cheyenne logged on, but he was the first one online. And then Monday was when they... were missing. Literally the first day that Phil is gone. the server senses Phil leaving, and they're like, all right, guys, let's fucking hit the fan. Let's go. We don't get to have the wrath of Phil on our necks. We can just go ham. And so was it Monday? Was it Monday that they disappeared? I cannot remember. Because they were there on Friday, which is the last Phil stream. Then it was Saturday and Sunday. And apparently Cheyenne didn't log on the Saturday. So he logged on Sunday. And then the eggs were gone on Monday. Day before Phil came back. No. They weren't missing the day before Phil came back. They've been missing multiple days before Phil came back. So I think they left. They were gone Monday. Hold on, I actually have a thing. Friday? No. Friday was the day that Phil was streaming. Give me a minute. Let me scroll up. Give me a minute. I sent a thing to my friends. When the egg statistics, the last time the egg statistics went up. The last time the egg statistics went up was when they went missing, which was the Saturday. Was when they were all question marks. So, it was last week. Okay, so I was wrong. My timeline, the last week was fucking gone. I was deadline week, that's why. So the 9th was the last egg statistics where they were all question marks and paused. So they were missing they were missing the 9th. You were right. It is the day after Phil left that they went missing. I think. Because Phil was gone all of last week, which was the week that I was like, oh, thank fucking God. I have deadlines. I'll whatever, qsmp. And then it was just lore for it was nonsense just all the time. So it was maybe like Thursday or Friday. Cheyenne didn't log on. Then it was like Wednesday and Thursday or something where they had the code couches and a bunch of other shit, and I was like, what the hell is going on over there? And I cannot pay attention at the moment because I have work to do, and I was trying so hard to catch up, and it was really hard. So they've been missing for a solid week. A solid week. They were gone for 3 fucking days. If not more. Because that one is the last egg statistics that we've got. That's it. The furniture being taken. Yeah. So, yeah, that's solid week of them being gone since the 9th, which was the last Saturday. I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest. It's been a while. It's been a long enough time. They literally got missing the day after, like, Phil, or a couple days before Phil got back. I think they were fine for a while. I check the qsmp updates. Let me scroll back enough. Let me see if it'll let me scroll back enough to check. I don't think it will, because it's just so many updates that I don't think it's gonna let me go an entire week behind. I'll just trust that that one is the last one. So it's been like a week. The admins haven't had a nice quote-unquote break. I say quote-unquote because they have been logging on as other characters. Doing other things. Just really, really funny. I found it really, really funny that earlier today, poor Fred the worker got asthma and got an asthma attack and then fucking dipped. And then Cheyenne's admin was in the walls after they fucking abandoned Fred 1. And, well, Fred 2, technically. Fred 2 fucking got yeeted into the void, having an asthma attack, and then Fred 1 stepped in and approached from inside the walls and was like, come on, guys, this way, because fucking Tallulah's admin was gonna take a good 5 to 10 minutes to try and log back on. Oh, that poor admin. China's admin is freaking mad, is the mad cucurucho. Yeah, I mean, most of the time, it is the main cucurucho, yes. Every now and then, I think some of the other admins stepped in to be cucurucho. I think every now and then. I think Rich Charlieson, stepped in as cucurucho at least once or twice. He definitely was capybaras. But yeah, all of the admins have still been working their asses off. I don't even know which admins were the ones that were like Fred, Jed, and I think the other one, because there was at least 3 of them that were the Federation workers, and they had to deal with the fucking lava casting. They had to clean that up, and that's, even in creative, that's still annoying. Let's see. President of the admins had a solid 2 days of actual vacation, and the first capybara appeared, and of course it was Rich as admin. Yeah, of course it was. But then it was all of the admins. Also, do we know who Mr. Mustard's, like, main admin is? I feel like it's Cheyenne. But I could be wrong. It could be, Leo's, maybe? I know that, which one was it? There was one admin that was definitely Ramon's, because him and Fit had, like, an ICU moment while they were in the throne room. It was the one that likes exploding shit. And then obviously Tango's is Tallulah's admin. What else was the other ones? I don't even remember. Like, all of the admins get to be capybaras right now, and I think that's fun. I love that for them. I love that they get to just goof off. I'm trying to think of something else to draw. You don't know who's who. I know that, based on how much Mr. Mustard interacts with Phil, I think it's Cheyenne. Yeah, I was thinking that today. I was thinking that for today, and then the fact that Mr. Mustard's been away for a while, and, I mean, of course, the other admins could have been just, like, popping on as Mr. Mustard, but the way that Mr. Mustard was doing things today would be very funny that if it was Cheyenne's admin, but I don't actually know, considering the fact that didn't Cucurucho appear during the, like, mini-event? This is, like, extra sad Phil. Okay, this is other sad Phil. This is basically this. These two Phils are kind of the same, just one's on his knees, the other one's hugging his knees. This one is just, this is his hand. Oops, that's the wrong layer. That's fine. Okay. Woo! Okay. What other heart-wrenching things can we do? Ooh, whatever this song is just oh my god. This music is a paid actor on this one. There's also more than one Cucurucho. That is true. I have not seen the other Cucurucho. I've not seen 2 at once. I haven't been checking in on Jaden's streams as much. I do check on them, like, quite a bit, especially because when it gets to be, like, the late night ones is, like, very chill. But also, I love the fact that Jaden was, like, yelling for Cucurucho, and then suddenly, like, 30 minutes later, Cucurucho finally gets on. Is like, damn, alright, you got him on, not very speed dial, you got him on, like, dial-up speed. You're still calling him. Some wholesome photos of Cucurucho. Really? That's fun. Yeah, I haven't really checked too much of Jaden's streams and stuff. So, when I do know that she said that there was 2 Cucuruchos, but I haven't seen them. And then the fact that there's, I wonder if the 2 Cucuruchos, they're both white bears. So there's 2 white bears. And then there's the black and red bear. So, Watch Jaden streams mostly because you're very afraid how long it'll take to catch up. I just tune into them. If nobody else is, if there's like, if Phil's not streaming, and like, depending on others and stuff, I'll probably just pop into Jaden's. Jaden's is like the second one. Sometimes I'll like go into Cellbits if I'm able to actually like put on the translator closed captions and stuff. Although actually the other day, I think while I was doing work and stuff, I just had him on the side, and even though I couldn't like stop to read the captions and stuff, he was just there. I was like, yeah, you're just speaking Portuguese. You're in my ear. It's fine. I'll check back at the closed captions every now and then to see if it catches up and I can get maybe like a crumb of context. And then I'll go back to doing work because I needed to do work. Gonna be real. Progress on work things was very debatable last week. I was really trying to make my productiveness on like Tuesday and Thursday, because oh boy, that it didn't really work. Okay, so what else can we do? What else can we do with him being trapped? A cage for a cage. That was really good background noise. I agree. And also, I love the fact that he's just got, like, elements of his RPG and stuff in his castle. I really want to know what, like, Phil's element is in there. I want to know what he would pick. But he doesn't do factions. So and he knows about the rooms, I think. I don't remember if Selbit's actually ever shown him. But he knows about the rooms, or at least he's just like, oh yeah, that thing, yeah. When Tubbo, like, got it, he's like, I know what that is. I'm like, how do you know what that is? What did I miss? When did I miss this? But I feel... I don't know which one he would be. He would probably be Death. But I don't know which... I gotta actually look at, like, each of those books again and see if it, like, corresponds. But thematically, it would be Death. But I don't know if that would actually be what he would pick. You know? Does that make sense? Sad chibi feel? I mean, I don't really do chibi, but I can try. But the thing is, like, I need, like, a silhouette or something. Like, a pose to go with it. Like, what is he doing? Because right now, we've got putting on birds, we have holding, smack ground, snack door. Smells like a worm, he is in the walls. He is... I love the fact that he grabs things from his own RPG. He has his own RPG in the first place, and then it's also comics and stuff. And apparently, like, there's English versions that are coming out. And it's, like, paranormal and stuff. And also, mad respect. Man is absolutely big-brained, doing all the puzzles and shit, and, like, the qsmp website stuff that was had all the ciphers and all that jazz, and he had a whole Excel sheet and stuff. And that was, like, the first time I was like, oh, shit. This guy eats the Gravity Falls ciphers for breakfast. This stuff is child's play in comparison. What the hell is this guy doing? I was like, I can barely get through, like, the fourth one or whatever it was. I was like, I'm losing my mind, man. I had to use cheats. I went and found a fucking document that someone posted on Twitter. I'm like, nah, I'm finding the answers. I can't with this. My brain, I can't do this. Meanwhile, he's at, like, the fucking end, and he's like, I did get to the end, and then I got, like, those numbers, and then apparently he's inputting those numbers into, like, the Excel sheet, and something happens. I don't even know. Did we find out what the hell was at the end of that? Was it, like, merch or something? I don't know. Laying on the floor in a puddle of tears. Could certainly do that. Oh. The amount of puzzles and stuff is so good. And the way that he is so organized with it is amazing. Selva has a hyperfixation and or special interest in ciphers and puzzles. You can't convince me of otherwise. I mean, maybe. And considering the fact that, like, he's probably done a solid amount of research for like his RPG like that. Once you do enough research, you just kind of absorb that information and just like keep it forever. Because after I learned at least a little bit of like, I mean, I found where resources are to like change things into binary or whatever, and that's not that hard. Or the fact that some ciphers are like A to Z, and then you have take the number association and shift it over and stuff, and you can have like certain kinds. But like, my brain hurts sometimes, and I'm like, no, fuck that. So if you scramble things more than like 3 steps in, I'm fucked. Or even 2 steps. You take like one of those letter things and you jumble up the letters, and if it's not an immediate thing that I know how to fix, then I'm like, nah, I'm done. But he just like figures shit out. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't have enough brain power. Puzzles break me. Booker knows how much puzzles like hurt my brain. Like puzzle games, I get frustrated with. Like I love puzzles. Love in a bit. Love the challenge. I hate struggle. I will let me struggle for a bit, but it's gonna take me longer than I'd like to admit, and also suffering from those watching me for me to figure it the fuck out. And so I don't like causing others pain watching me struggle, so I just don't. So it's just, you know, a thing. How do I want to do this? Chibi. Okay, we're gonna take the hat and we're just gonna put it. We're gonna bend the hat. Fuck it. We're gonna do the cardinal sin of we're bending the hat. Screw this nonsense. Again, I never promised to finish any art. I pause and I talk. Sometimes I can't talk and draw at the same time. I get distracted. Okay, that's this. Does this work? No. This is definitely how that works. How does ending a hat work? Then go like this. I don't know. But yeah, just the fact that Selbit A makes his own order. I don't even is the order. I think the order is part of his RPG. So he grabbed his RPG and went, "You're coming with me." And you know what? Absolutely, go ham. I love it. I love that for him. Bring his stuff everywhere. Let's see. Can I want to go in this direction. Okay, you're being a cube for now. Can I do this? I don't want to draw a face. I don't want to draw a face. And you are hand. That is not a chibi. What the fuck is a chibi? God damn it, hang on. I gotta remember how to draw a chibi thing. I don't know how to... It's been so long. You'd think that I would know because of my emotes. They're basically chibis, but like, god damn it. Give me a minute. The fuck if I remember how to draw a goddamn chibi? Fuck me. Okay, hang on. I gotta do... like a round body and then... Oh, that's not... go like this. That's not how that works. How the fuck do do people try to give you? Ah! Hold. Give me a minute. I gotta figure out my shit. Sometimes you just gotta remember how to draw things, right? How does one draw things? I don't know. Okay, you have a hat. Okay, that's fine. And then I gotta run this way. There. Yes. Go. That is. Chibis, what the fuck? You think that this would be easy? Jesus Christ. There's a row of puzzle point and click games that from CLED based on geography, physics, and math. They're done them. Or they're not really. But if they're not, but if not, they're really dang hard to figure out. I had to look up a walkthrough one of the games because it needed action that wasn't visible. Reference folder was over 2,000 pictures for a reason. It is that I rarely remember how to draw things. I mean, yeah, I normally have, like, a reference images thing. I'm just kind of doodling at this point. And only, like, for this one here that I need a reference image, because I was like, how the fuck do people do the pose where you're smacking the ground? And sometimes I even just take a picture of me and stuff. Oh. But I obviously can't really do that right now. Oh, fuck. I'm too ingrained with human proportions. How do I make a tiny one? I don't know. Fuck. Hang on. What? I think the problem is also the perspective that I've just drawn this at. And I don't know what perspective I've been doing this. So I'm just gonna nuke this. And I'm gonna try drawing the ground plane. Might help establish perspective. But I was struggling too fucking much. There we go. Okay, there's you. Two. And then there's this. Waist. Then that, and then we have knee, foot, knee. We have this. That might be better. There we go. I needed to fucking remember what the hell I was doing. Now, little arm. Here. There, to this one. And with this arm, I'm gonna try my best to hide the sadness. Hide the sad with hands. Here, trying to keep proportions normal, but this is not work. Chibi arms. God damn it. I try to do this. This. Sadness. Sadness. That extra sad fill. Whee! Okay, and then we have the hat, which is getting bent. What? Maybe. Hang on. I'm gonna help hide everything under big hat. Because hat's gonna be about two. Try doing it this way. It kind of works. Really. Eh. Put him in a glue trap? I think we're beyond that meme. I think we're beyond that. I didn't even do anything for that meme. We're beyond that meme. I don't really care for that one. Just because the style is just too out of my element at the moment. It looks weird. I don't care for how that turned out. It doesn't work. He's already caged, I guess. Oh, God. Make this one more angsty, but cage around it. Make this, like... It's not actually the cage. I want this to be like the light. I want this to be lighting. I want that. Doo-ba-doo. I just want the mood lighting to just show the cage symbolically, despite the fact that he's inside. And I don't know. I mean, right now the windows are filled with concrete, so they might iron bar them up eventually, just to increase the amount of cagedness that exists. But hang on, what if I okay, I'm gonna get rid of that one. I don't care for that one. We could make it extra angsty if we really showed the emotions on the face. So it would be kind of like a combo of these two, right? Where he's holding their stuff clutched to his chest, but we see his anguish kind of thing. He's already in a cage, I guess. Yeah. Let's do. Because this one is a good one. Where it's got his face and everything. We can see his anguish here, and that's pretty heartbreaking. Oh, what else can we do? Hmm. What I think about that. His eyes aren't that either. Did like one of the designs was this, and it was like X's on it. Which design was that? It was during like the Revenge or the other like animatic. Uh, Outside the birdhouse, but with a speech bubble of Phil crying, maybe. If you want to draw some architecture. Ooh, I'm not really good at. I mean, I'm not really super awesome at the outside architecture. I can do nature and stuff, but outside architecture is a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna take this tiny, staring at us corner. Oh, let's see. Animatics of cucurucho with the stitch smell, look awesome and creepy. Yeah, I think that was the the infiltration arc animatic for when Selbit went into the Federation. Sure, it was called Revenge or something. It was R something. Was the title of it, which was really cool, by the way. It was so good. I was like, damn, I didn't even know this lore was here. I just like stumbled upon it, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like I entirely missed all of Selbit's infiltration arc. I didn't even know it happened until like way later. I was like, what the hell? And I wanted to catch up on it, but I feel like there's so much of it, so probably not. At the very least, qsmp is having their like lore catch-up videos, but man, those are definitely not biased by the Federation. Those are not canonically biased. And then there was like a couple of like fan-made ones, but I don't think the person that's doing them anymore is doing them. So there's only like 3 of them anymore, and it's not like that super caught up. But it did give a bit about the infiltration arc. So yeah. The part that which remember is For the Glory and the Fall, which came at the end and had me going, oh my god, to Star when they showed me. Nice. Yep. So, okay, so where was... Okay, don't make me go find the... where is the screenshot that I took? Where is the screenshot that I took? Aha! There you are. Aha! Okay, I know... Well, that's not the greatest picture. It's like such a freaking... That is a view. Can I zoom out? Okay, this is what this building looks like. It's very tall. This roof. This roof. Also got this one. This is a hole right there, plus like block here. This one has a hole right here. Block smaller. I don't think I'm going to draw architecture. I don't think it's an architecture kind of day. This is a bit wider. Here. Here. And this is a little bit of like an arch. This. There's roof here. Side, and then I think there's like another roof over here. Still didn't really go around this end. Kind of hard to hell. There's something over here. Like probably another or other on that side. And under that's actually a and there's this room. Hole is down this way, which is nicely staggered. And then we go back down this way. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. I'd have to pull up the thing because this is not the greatest. Not the greatest reference image. For the beaten, the broken, for the lost and the forsaken, let us never surrender, maybe rise until the call. God, that sounds familiar. But yeah. The animatic is very good. Okay. And this was the entrance, because there wasn't actually a door until Cucurucho put one in. I don't know what the hell's over here. I didn't even see that part. So that's that building. And there was like a bunch of tall redwoods around here. Kind of like that. It's in a little bit of a clearing. There's a lot more woods around. They're probably like spruce, but I feel like they were also redwoods. This not at all. Font thing. Kind of similar. Let's see, what else can I... What I should do, I should save. I haven't done that this entire time. Okay. Holding on to thing. Hey, Bear! Welcome, Raiders! Welcome. I hope you've all had a fantastic stream. We are currently doing some doodles for, Minecraft server lore. Just gonna put that in there. We're gonna be talking about things that you don't necessarily have the context to. It's fine. We're vibing. We're doing some thumbnails. Welcome. If you like art, if you like, let's say, Dragon Age, or even other kind of like farming sim stream games and stuff, I've been playing Dragon Age on Tuesdays, so if you want to check those out, very well can. Follow. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sci-Fi. I do a variety of things, as you can see, and I do post art occasionally. Right now, we're just doing some thumbnail doodles while we yell about story-related stuff. And by story-related stuff is the stuff that's related to this story that we're talking about. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the lack of context. Basically, you know what? It's hard to explain. Somebody got lured into a trap by, using the thing that they love the most against them. So we're drawing angst. So currently, he's holding a duck floaty, a beanie, and some flowers, which is the items of his adoptive egg children. that are dragons. They're dragon eggs. And they went missing. And he's been desperately looking for where they went. And now he's trapped. And earlier before, he tried, you know, setting a sign for the people that may or may not be in charge. And dragon eggs origins. God, perfect way of explaining it. I'm trying to explain it in a way that's more story related and less like this is Minecraft server related, but it is at the core of what it is. But yeah, so egg children got missing. He made a statement against those who are in charge by encasing their shit in their building, their main building in cobblestone. He lava casted it and said a cage for a cage. How you know where the kids are, you got till the end of the week. Well, it's the end of the week. He did not get what he anticipated for, and he was brought to a bird house because thematically he is like his whole like chat or like crows and stuff. He was brought to a birdhouse with assuming that the egg children were here. And then inside a chest had a book that said a cage for a cage, which was flipping it on him. And he's locked in here with his egg children's stuff. So, extremely angsty. I'm trying to find a drawing, like, composition to increase and maximize the amount of angst. That's what we're going for. Alright? That's what you need to know. This motherfucker right here, this dude, this guy's name is Cucurucho. He's a white bear that has a permanent and creepy smile on his face forever. This is like a weird rendition of like him looking through the slot hole in the door that he put on here, because he locked him in with an iron door and deep slate blocks. Like, he is locked in here. And he sucks. He absolutely sucks. He speaks in stock sounds of ha ha ha. I hope you enjoy the island. I hope you enjoy, is it I hope you enjoy the island? I hope you enjoy your stay at the island, or whatever. And he goes, no. And he like blows bubbles, and then he just goes, maybe, classified. And it's just stock button press noises. He doesn't have an actual, like, personality other than being a shithead. I hope you enjoy the island. That's all he says. So, like, he trapped him in here, and as he was putting up deep slate, you can just hear, I hope you enjoy the island. And then you're like, oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the island and the fucking birdhouse that you just got locked into. Thanks. It's great, guys. Don't worry about it. You guys jumped in here. I'm just gonna spew lore at you. This is what you get. This is what you get. But I'm trying to, like, do a drawing composition. I'm trying to figure out a way that I want to, like, because so far, this one here is, like, the most angsty. Most sad, because he's holding the duck floaty and the beanie and the flowers in two hands, and he's just, you can't see his face, but you got a hat. Hat only. Your head hurts? Don't worry about it. I'm so sorry. Basically, children are missing. All he's got left is their stuff. Their belongings. That's it. And he is now locked up. He was lured here, thinking that this is where he would find them. That is not the case. It's very sad. So I'm trying to find the most angsty, like, thing. This one is where he's yelling at the bear through the fucking door. You're like, fuck you. So that one you can see more of the anguish. He's supposed to be banging on the door and shit. This one he's just kind of sad and, like, kneeling down and grabbing it. And this one he's just hugging his knees, holding the stuff, and you can't even see his face. The hat is hiding it. And then this one is he put the stuff on the birds that are inside the birdhouse with him. Which is kind of funny, because a duck floaty wouldn't fit on a bird. So it's just kind of there. But I want to try and see if I can get him to, like, sit kneeling, holding the stuff. But also be able to see his face. I'm trying to figure out that composition. So right now it's just doodles for the time being, because I'm just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. I am not a speedy artist. I am a bit the slow of an artist. However, we do also have like other things. We have this weird chibi looking thing. I've got the birdhouse. This is what the birdhouse looks like. It's got the 3 windows that aren't actually windows. They are in fact filled with black concrete. Right now, anyway. And it's in like the middle of a redwood forest and stuff. Let's see, what else we got here? This was like the cage of lighting. I want this to be like lighting on here. That thumbnail, that's Cucurucho, that's... Why is... Oh, wrong layer. I love that for me. And then there's this one, which is a little bit more like agony, but again, that was supposed to be lighting, but I didn't really like that. Didn't really like that one, but I'm keeping it for now. I don't like the chibi laying on the floor, because I don't draw chibi, really, and it's just weird. It's just got weird proportions I don't care for. We are trying to do the angstiest thing possible, and it's difficult. Trying to, like, keep in with all these bits and keep it to be, like, a thumbnail. I'm trying to stay as far away from the canvas as possible to make the thumbnail, because that's the best way to keep silhouettes and everything. Just get a little bit hard. Okay. Let's see. I want this one maybe holding this way here. Yeah. It's actually been a while since I've done like an art stream. So, and also anytime I do art, usually it's like my art swap stuff. Which I did actually post, by the way. I did post. I'm putting this link again, just so that you know. I did actually post art on Tumblr. I did not post it on Twitter because Twitter is maybe apparently being stupid with people's art posts and stuff, or at least maybe. But I posted it on Tumblr. You don't have to go to Tumblr. I might post it on Instagram later. But it was just easier on Tumblr because it was schedulable. But it was from one of my art swap stuff that I went really hard on, and I'm very proud of it. It was the harvest goddess of my world and stuff. So, yeah. Chibi-style, in the simplest terms, is starfish, but got a head. I mean, I guess. I don't know, the way that I did chibis was different, I think. And I just don't do it enough. That I've entirely forgotten how to do it. I can't. I haven't figured it out, man. Okay, and then you got this and there. Let's see. I try to post art often-ish, but honest to God, I fucking forget, and half the time when I do art, it's art swap stuff, so it's not anything that it has a reference that anyone else can know. Because I don't post the stuff that it's from is writings that no one can look at. It's just personal writings. So it's not anything anyone can see or whatever. So it's a little difficult to like try and post without context. Okay, let me see if I can draw. I do this. That's the thing that I can do. These. Try to do this. Now I gotta zoom in because I gotta figure out my shit. This is gotta do big hat. Big hat for Phil. And then crying Phil. Phil sad. Phil is upset. Upsetty in the spaghetti. And he's gonna be holding... I want to have the arms like this. I don't know if I want the arms like this. Maybe I'll do it this way. Be a little bit easier to hold things. A little more cross-armed. Da-da-da. Yeah, and then he can have them this. So he can hold Cheyenne's duck floaty in one... in his chest. Right? Duck floaty here. Woo! That's not what I wanted. That's too big. Duck floaty here. And this hand is over here. I'm gonna clear some of this because my brush is... Okay, duck floaty there, so the... There. Little... Trying to make the beak visible. And then this hand.
Hello there.
Woo! Hi. Thank you for the follows. Also, new player Guy and Baron Vaughn. Very much appreciated. Alright, let me grab. Okay, so you're crying there. The duck floaty can be right here. Yeah, no. Duck floaty, yeah, you can have that hand right there because that's gonna go around the duck floaty. Since, and then you gotta hold, yeah, how do I, okay, so he had 2 flowers, again, one was poppy, the other one was a rose, I think. Roses are kind of... this is not a tulip. Is that a rose? I could have sworn it was also a poppy, but maybe I was wrong. Whatever, do that, and then... It's really hard. It's the hat is the beanie is really hard to like grasp in a silhouette form. I'm trying. The flowers are supposed to help with trying to break this up. It's just fabric. Then this arms kind of works. It's a little scrunched, I think. Let's see. Let's see here. What else can I do to fix this? I just... What if I swap the arm? This one holding on to Cheyenne. Hold me a minute. I'm gonna clean up the silhouette because the silhouette's just messed. Hold on. Gotta fix your goddamn... Okay. So, duck floaty is here. We're just gonna establish that the duck floaty is in this zone here. Your arm, good sir, is going to cover up some of this. No, it's not. I'm gonna... It's not. Arm here. going to on the side, I think. Gotta move. Move. Put your shit in my way. The messiest thing ever, but it's fine. Future positioning. Just a little. Ah! I didn't want to crop that. Nope. Stop that. Okay. So, arm here. It's going to cross over here. This is where the wrist is. He's going to be holding onto that. Put your arm here, good sir. Then that's where the arm currently is. And then I don't want other arm. That one's here, this one's here. Other one's gonna be maybe I need to move his knees. Maybe his knees are throwing me off too. You, sir. Your knees. Scooch them. No. No, never mind, I lied. Scooch them. Need to... I think I just need to make them a little bit more horizontal. Knees need to be more horizontal, sir. Move it. Moving. Is it good for your knees? No. Do I care? No. We're also gonna do the thing with when people flat on their knees. They tend to have their splayed weirdly. I don't know how people can do this for long periods of time. I certainly, like, my circulation dies. The fuck is this sitting position? Okay, hang on. This is not functioning good. Let's try this. And then your feet. Because heels are under the butt. Right? Okay, that's just how that's your whole... How do you sit? How do people sit? I don't understand, man. Anyway. I'm gonna have his other hand... Nope, nope, don't do that. Okay, other hand over here, and then the wrist is over here. I want sort of like an open hand holding of her stuff. Kind of, maybe I have him lean a little bit more. Because this hand will be holding things this way. And is... I kind of want to have this here. This is definitely how you draw hands. Good lord. Okay. Alright, never mind me. Let's see. God damn. Okay. Put shapes down. Make it better. Let's see if I can get my... Okay. So you have... Now... Tried... There is a beanie that we need to put on here. Right? This is her beanie. And then on top of it, we need the flowers. Let me put like a couple of fingers here. Then have the flowers cross. Here. One is supposed to be rose. Whoops. That would help. I don't know if this is feels weird. Your position is a little odd. I gotta redo the knee. Back your knees. Back your knees. Okay. That's a little bit more heart-wrenching. Oh god, what did I draw the layer on? What layer did I draw this on? Why is there more? Where did you come from? The hell just happened? Okay, well whatever the hell that is on that layer. There we go. Just whatever. Get out of here. Delete. I don't know what the hell was over there. Move this crap. What the? Oh, never mind. Alright, hang on. I gotta just... New layer. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that one. Okay. What else can we do with Tallulah's stuff? I mean, I guess the red beanie's all we can do. And the beanie's not even that big either. I mean, it shouldn't be. A hat. Delete. That is... Okay. So... Diamond there. The emerald, my bad. Draw the emerald. Draw the hat bigger because we need bigger hat. Bigger hat always. Yep, much better. Yeah, big hat. Big hat. Okay. So... Here... Not that I... Want to... Figure out... This... Emerald. The emerald should be actually over here because then it's not blocking anything of the thing, and that's technically B. Definitely need to fix his torso. It's a little bit weird. What is up with your torso, my man? Maybe it is the knees. Did I fuck up the knees too badly? What is going on here? What are proportions, guys? What the fuck is happening? It's definitely the knees and the leg. I fucked this up somehow. Okay, wait. How do I... don't... I'm gonna have to find... Give me a minute. Sitting on knees pose. How do you sit on knees? Okay. So technically... That's... Is that a real... Some of these are fucking weird, man. So he's definitely a little bit more bent over as a result of, like, leaning over to put Tallulah's stuff on his knees. This guy is sitting propped. Okay. Your knees need to be on the outside over here, I think. So, give me a minute. I'm just gonna... So... Ta-da-ta-da. How do you... What the fuck is this? Today, we learn... Sapphire learns how to draw anatomy on knees and kneeling. I don't do these things! I don't even think I don't remember the last time I sat on my knees. Okay, your butt. Okay. Have all of the meat of your leg. Fucking calf. Okay. Then you have a heel. Right? Heel here. It's just the weirdest fucking thing ever. Sit! What the fuck? I don't know how people say it. I have rounded knees. That's a knee. Right? Then... But, yeah... Does it technically does this? Then your whole foot. This is technically the perspective that we're going for. I guess we give the front of this a little bit more something to work with. I feel like this is just gonna get covered up anyway. The torso. Man, this is supposed to be a doodle. Narrow the knee just enough. A little bit more even. Effective. Alright, good enough. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Some people like adding, like, wings to Phil. Could add. It would be so much more heart-wrenching. Because he's bird. Birdman. Birdman's stuck in a cage. Birdman stuck in a cage. Ooh, make him. Whoa, didn't want to do that. Make them longer because bigger wings. Okay, drape. Drape them wings. Grab the wings from the other side. Okay, good enough. Okay, wings draping. It's even worse with the fact that CC Phil says Q Phil's our wings are clipped. Exactly! He is a flightless birdman. His wings are clipped and now he's stuck in a birdhouse. Fantastic. Can we take anything else from this man? Is Misa gonna die next? Like, what are we doing? He comes back, he's finally freed, and suddenly the other guardian of his eggs are fucking gone. Ah, yes, yes, Ven. I'm going to speak the angst into the world. Now, what would be even better? What would be even better is Misa actually does lore. He goes and tries to find Phil, but he also gets trapped. And then suddenly, like, he's trapped trying to find Phil. Phil somehow finds his way out, and now he has to go back in to go get Misa back. Like, he finally gets out, realizes Misa's gone, and he realizes he also has to go back into the very thing that he escaped in order to find him again. And if you really want to add to the more angst, you really want to go into there, you could give Phil a choice. You could give Phil a choice of, would you like to investigate where the eggs are further or find where Misa is? Of course he's going to choose the eggs, but the illusion of choice. That's the thing. No clue what this is about, but do it. Well, here's the thing. I can't do anything. These are basically, this is lore from a Minecraft server that other streamers are doing. So I have no control over it. I'm merely an observer. I'm a fan of this server and the story that is unfolding. I can't do shit other than theorize, and that's it. And I can draw thumbnails. I can try to draw thumbnails of, like, the things that are happening, because I don't do art about lore often, but when I do, yeah. I like to try and I also am a slow artist, so I can't, like, whip out art, like, in a day. It takes me a hot minute, especially if it's, like, humanoid-y things, and I want, like, a good composition and things like that. It doesn't work like that. We are watching this happen as helpless crows that go caw in his ears. Yeah, but even then, he also silences us. He turns off the stream notifications. And he occasionally just sees us off in the distance, you know? And by the way, for when we say, we're crows, some streamers have personified what their chats are. So this particular streamer personifies their chat as crows. And also that's the way to canonically, like, say that they're talking to their chat, is they're, like, either someone is like, I'm talking to, the crows, I'm talking to, like, say, like, a completely different streamer that's not a part of this, they say they talk to the particles that are around them, they talk to, like, some of the streamers decide to say the voices in my head, because technically speaking, that's not wrong. It's like they're the only ones that can hear them or see them or whatever. But I do like the idea better that it's birds and it's like an external entity kind of thing. But yeah, they personify what the chat is, and crows is what they are. The voices in my head would be one. Yeah, the voices in your head is a common one amongst a couple of them. And it is like the easiest one, I think, to go to if they don't have a personification of what their chats are. It's easier to do for crows, because I think that was, I don't even know when that was established. That was established a long while ago. Yeah, not everyone has like a physical personification of what their chats are, so it's easier in this regard. And also, crows like to yell. But that's the thing, is to increase the amount of angst potential. I think it would be fun if Misa actually did lore, because they introduced further things from the redacted SMP. Ah, got it. I thought it would be from that, but I wasn't sure if it was before that. So interesting that I came strictly from that. But I think that now that Misa was overwhelmed by the notification that there is an underground organization that is against the Federation, and that Phil, like, everyone and their mother knows about it except for him, because he was missing for like 4 months. He was gone doing other things. Uh, um, maybe he makes use of this information and is like, yo, guys, Phil's gone. I've got nothing. Because Phil took the books with him. Phil took those books with him. So they don't know the coordinates. Maybe the wet cat will do lore. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot to show Booker that. Okay, because I was showing Booker, bibliotechy in the chat. I was showing her the stream a bit, and I was gonna show her the part where everyone was about to like go their separate ways, like to wait for the timer to go down for the maze. And Misa was like, "Oh, can I come too, guys?" And Phil's like, "Yeah, you should go with the new people, like acquaint yourself and stuff." And then Misa just looks at him and goes, "Wait, where are you going? I want to go where you go." But it's such like a sad, like when the introvert realizes that the only extrovert that they recognize is about to leave them behind, and they're like, "No, wait, come back, don't leave me alone." It's a day. Is that what he said? I entirely missed that. But it's so funny because he is just a lost. He is constantly lost. He has no idea where he is at all times. And when Phil was like, "I'm gonna go," and he's like, "No, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave you." You want to come with? And and Phil just kind of goes, "I mean, I guess I can go." So they do. But it's just so funny that Misa's like, "Where are you going? I want to go with you." Not that Misa wasn't allowed to go with them, but it's like the one person he recognizes and knows the most is just gonna like leave him alone. He's like, "Great, I have to socialize without like my grounding person that has the connection to the rest of these people." Like, that's terrifying. It's so funny! But I don't think that's gonna happen. And Misa just kind of dips for days or at a time. I think the person that's gonna notice is Tubbo. Tubbo's gonna be the one to notice. Tubbo's gonna be like, "Yo, what? Tubbo or Fit are gonna notice." And then Tubbo, Fit, maybe Bad Boy Halo, and now since technically Phil is a head of the order now, he's just been voluntold as you have been inserted into lore. Selbit might realize as well. Because if you notice the last few days, whenever Phil is on, Selbit's like, "Yo, can you meet in the order?" Actually, probably Fit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tubbo will notice because he's gonna be like, "Yo, where's Phil? Where's Phil? Where's Phil?" That makes sense. Fit is gonna get notified by Tubbo probably and be like, "Yo, I have noticed Phil is gone. Have you seen him?" And then Fit would be like, "No, I haven't seen him actually." And then they would go probably investigate the house. Tubbo would probably want to give him avocado toast. I mean, that's probably true. But Phil has like 4,000 fucking avocado toast. I don't think he needs any more. Actually, no, he's got 5,000. He's got way over 5,000. He has enough to feed fucking the orc army in Lord of the Rings. All right. Battle of Helm's Deep is fueled by avocado toast. Or at least half of Helm's Deep's orc battle is fueled by avocado toast. There was 10,000 orcs in that battle. He's got half. So Tubbo's probably going to be the first one to notice because he'll probably want to show Phil things and be like, "Oh god, Phil, please don't kill me, but something bad has happened." Because you've noticed the last 2 times that Phil had to be filled in on lore, Tubbo and Fit were the ones to do it. And if they're like, "Where the fuck is Phil? We need to tell him things. He's not here," they're gonna notice. Then they're gonna go to Selbit. Or at the very least, Tubbo will go to Selbit if he can. And then he's gonna be like, hey, I haven't seen Phil in a while. And then from there, probably Bad Boy Halo. Yeah, that's probably about the amount of people. That's the length of which that's the progress I think that it's gonna go. It's gonna go with Tubbo, then it's gonna go Fit, asking Tubbo or Fit. No, Tubbo asking Fit, hey, have you seen Phil? He's noticed he hasn't seen Phil. But both of them go over to Selbit. So this is EFC. Haha. So Tubbo and Fett go over to Selbit and they're like, yo, have you seen Phil? I haven't seen him in a while. No, they haven't. Maybe Selbit needs something from Phil or something. Whether that, like, because Phil has the ability to open the vault with the the meds in it, the Federation drugs. But I don't think they're gonna need that, so they don't need Phil to open that. They did today, but they fixed that. So I don't know. Don't know. They're gonna people run into the order and be like, Selbit, Phil's missing. Yeah. I think it would be really funny if Misa does realize it. Like, if Misa is, like, snooping around the rooms and stuff, looking for stuff, and then he goes, hey, wait a minute, why is all of Phil's belongings in this chest? Assuming that particular chest, like, password-protected chest, has Misa on, like, I think there's, like, a password list? I don't know if there's, like, the allow list that's the same as the doors. If it's the same as the doors, that means Misa is allowed to open that chest, and if he sees all of Phil's stuff in there, and notice he doesn't see Phil, and either does or doesn't know that Phil doesn't take his backpack off or anything else, and definitely does not put all of his belongings in there, including the warp stone, maybe it's a little suspicious, but I don't think that he's gonna notice that. I don't know what lore reason he could have to, like, notice that. You know, because Phil never takes his backpack off. Exactly. I'm trying to think of what lore reason it would take for Misa to notice that he's gone, but Misa is usually just lost in general. He's just a lost wet cat on loose on the server trying to make a fucking roller coaster Skull Land Six Flags looking thing underground. Like, he's no thoughts, head empty. I mean, not quite no thoughts, head empty, but basically. Just missing his platonic husband. Wanted to spend time with him, baby. I honestly don't even know if, like, they've confirmed that bit. I know that they're platonic partners, and technically Phil said yes to Selbit when Selbit's like, yo, is this your husband? And Phil went, yes, where have you been? I think that's just like, is this yours? And Phil's like, yes. Like a lost wet cat. And then I remember Tubbo mentioning something about it when he wasn't sure what the connection was. I don't remember what Phil's description was. But it's basically that. They're both platonic partners in taking care of the eggs. Because they were paired together, and specifically take care of Cheyenne. But yeah, I think maybe just like him, if he's gonna be around for a few days, and like come Monday, because again, Phil doesn't do stream on weekends, so it's normal for him to not be around. But if he doesn't log on Monday, which I very much think that he won't, I think he's gonna do hardcore. He's gonna do hardcore Minecraft. He's gonna build around his spawn islands and everything. Oh god, not again. Am I back in the void? Oh fuck. Am I back? Am I in the void again? God damn it. Am I really? What the fuck? OBS? Are you kidding me? OBS, what is your deal? Okay, hold. Oh my lord in heaven. Okay, hang on. What is going on? Are you going to reconnect? You bitch. What is your problem? Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. Am I back? Am I back now? No, I'm not. Of course I'm not back. All right, great. Awesome. Love that for me. Thank you. It's dead again. Okay, hang on.